Name?
Marianne Lafarge.
Nationality?
French.
Place of birth?
Dunkirk.
Date?
June the 11th, 1920.
Married or single?
Single.
Religion?
Roman Catholic.
Occupation?
I sell cosmetics.
Jetzt können Sie ihn brauchen. You could use some yourself. Right. Strip. Then face the wall, arms above your head!
Schnell, you heard? Take off your clothes.
Liz, about last night.
There's no point in discussing it.
I'm sorry I blew my top, but it's not every day you find out your wife's been working as a secret agent.
I suppose not.
I still can't believe it. It'd be different if you were one of those hard-bitten women in the ads. In Cairo, I used to picture you. Here. Safe and secure with your mother and Vicky. Hell, it was what I was fighting for. Or would have been, given the chance. I shall never understand why you did it.
You talk about it as if it was something to be ashamed of.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, if I was one of your male cronies, you'd say what guts I
But you're
had.
not a man, for crying out loud. You're a wife and a mother.
And that prevents me serving my country?
Let's not talk about it anymore. It's all over now.
Yes. For me.
Silence! Don't make yourself too comfortable. You'll soon be wanted for interrogation.
And while that's going on, they want our lot to cut off the electric power supply. That means blowing up this distribution point here, these two pylons, and the underground cable which extends along the railway line.
It's a tall order.
Yes, I'm aware of that. That's what we're there for.
Has Kid got enough chaps for the job?
Plenty of volunteers and the local resistance.
So long as they're reliable. Not a load of hotheads and commies.
Some of their best people are communists. We're all fighting the same enemy, Gil.
For the time being.
I'm only interested in the time being. Kit's got the training sessions well underway. Anything that's holding them up now is lack of ammunition.
And that should be rectified soon.
I've got a plane standing by for Wednesday.
You've really got them moving.
Well, Area 3's become top priority. I must arrange some extra skeds for Amy. We'll be keeping her busier than ever now.
In Ordnung. Du kannst sie verlassen. So. We meet again, Mademoiselle Laplan. But now I see you are Marianne Lafarge, and that you have changed your profession, as well as your name and appearance. What a versatile young lady. What is your real name?
Marianne Lafarge. You have my identity card.
Yes. A very competent forgery. They're improving, huh? Your real name?
I'm not telling you.
Very well. Then for the moment, I shall call you Amy, since that is your code name.
Call me what you like.
Cigarette? The English.
Oh, what the hell?
No, no, no. That eye must be painful.
I'll survive.
Oh, I hope so. My men would not have hurt you had you not put up such a fight. Not that I don't admire your courage. Just as I admire your courage for working as a radio operator. It's no job for a woman. I'm surprised that Colonel Cadogan sent you.
Who?
Oh, don't bother to pretend. We know all about your organization and the famous Cad. Tell me, does he still hold briefing sessions in Park Grove Mansions?
Who told you?
You're not the only British agent to have been arrested in the past 6 months.
Well, don't expect me to tell you anything.
Amy, it gives me no pleasure to imprison you here. It would give me even less pleasure to pass you to the Gestapo. But that is what I'll have to do if you don't cooperate. I shall have no choice.
What do you want to know?
For the moment, just information. My radio specialist, Dr. Lenz, wishes to question you.
Then you'll just have to go on wishing, won't he?
What's it like out there?
For the ordinary people, do you mean?
Can't be much fun living under the Germans.
No. Well, I suppose the worst thing is the sheer humiliation. Seeing them trampling across your fields, taking over your houses, stuffing themselves with food while your children go without. Having to be pleasant to people like Krieger.
Who's he?
The Abwehr chief who's requisitioned Claudine's house. You know, I told you she's living in the town now.
Oh, yes. And that must go against the grain.
Well, she loathes it, and having to be civil to Krieger and his mistress, but it is one way of getting information.
She actually works for the resistance, then? Well, I never.
Oh, can you imagine her sitting by doing nothing?
Yes, frankly. If it made life easier. She always struck me as completely self-centered.
Which shows how little you know about her. I'd trust Claudine with my life. Well, I did, didn't I? I wouldn't be here now but for her.
Look, Amy, face the facts. We have your radio set, notebook, codes, transmission schedules. You might as well give the rest to Dr. Lenz.
Says he can intercept the messages from London.
He will be able to do that anyway.
Not with any help from me. I've done enough damage already.
You have nothing to reproach yourself for. You have served your masters admirably. I'm sure Gregoire has nothing but praise for you. How is he, by the way? Still lying low?
I don't know anyone called Gregoire.
Then he wasn't the man you were in bed with when my men searched your room the other day.
I already told them. He had nothing to do with the resistance. He was just someone I got chatting to in a cafe.
And invited him back to your room? Wasn't that taking a risk?
It can be very lonely being a wireless operator.
It can also be very lonely in a prison cell. But if I'm forced to hand you over to the Gestapo, you'll welcome being alone. Now, please, may I send for Dr. Lenz?
If you like. But you'll be wasting your time.
As you are wasting mine. Caporal! You will be taken to the medical officer before you return to your cell. He will see to that eye.
Thank you.
Bring Sie zum Arzt und gib ihm das. I shall send for you again. In the meantime, think over what I have said. The Gestapo will be less sympathetic. Schon. Oh, by the way, have you any news of Celeste?
Yes, I have. She's safe in England and she won't be coming back.
I suppose you'll continue to work for them over here.
Well, it's one way I can still help the others.
What were they like,
Who?
the others in France?
A mixed bag.
There was the girl whose mother you visited in Stepney.
Yes.
What was her part in it?
A wireless operator. We trained together.
You became friends, evidently.
Yes.
What about your leader?
What about him?
He must have worked quite closely.
Yes.
And what sort of a chap was he?
Difficult to say.
What age was he? What was his background?
Look, for heaven's sake, stop questioning me. You're not in court now. Look, I think I'd prefer not to discuss my time in France. I have signed the Official Secrets Act.
There's increasingly little we can discuss, isn't there?
No. You are to be taken to another cell.
Now what?
Get in. A companion for you. Another troublemaking bitch.
Welcome to Paradise Row.
Silence. You will have no food tonight.
Take your filthy garbage. Sooner eat me own vomit. How'd you get that lot?
Jitterbugging with two of Krieger's men.
You must be the British wireless operator they've nabbed. Oh, guards were full of it. You're a big catch, you know.
Yeah.
Murder, ain't it? You think about being caught, but somehow when it actually happens, I was so scared I shit myself.
What are you in for?
Same as you. My place of work were part of an escape route.
Where was that?
Lasseron.
Oh, you mean that?
Brothel. Yeah.
Oh, I'd have been raided.
Came one night, rounded us all up, sent me here. Found better use for the younger girls. Poor cows. I don't suppose they'll keep me here much longer. It's just halfway house.
To where?
Prison at Prague, courtesy of the Gestapo. Or maybe a nice sea trip to Hamburg. If they don't decide to shoot me. Wonder why they've put us two together. Probably think it'll lower your morale being in with an old slag like me. I'm Marguerite, by the way. Marguerite Forrow.
I've heard them mention you.
My fame goes before me. What's your name?
Amy Lapla.
Yeah, best stick to your code name. It's easy to let things slip.
What are you thinking?
How odd it is to be a guest in my own house.
War is full of such ironies. This is a beautiful room.
Yes,
Your mother?
grandmother.
I can see from where you get your looks. More wine.
Thank you.
Don't imagine that I always eat and drink so well. But I wish to mark the occasion.
Gaining control of their radio.
I had a special message of congratulations from my superior, and it is you that I have to thank. Had you not told us that operator was a woman, we might never have caught her.
How is Amy?
It's up to her. If she cooperates, if not, well, they're already barking at me to hand her over. Still, for the moment, let us think of happier things.
You'll never get away with it.
No?
They'll soon realize it's not her transmitting.
My best operator is taking her place. It won't be the first time he's faked someone else's touch. No, there's only one problem, and you will be able to help me there. They leave their messages in prearranged hiding places. We have a list. I could send my own people to collect them, but that might arouse suspicion. On the other hand, if you, a known sympathizer, were seen, no one would worry.
How do you know I won't leave a message of my own?
Because you're already in too deep. You have betrayed one of their key agents, and I'd make sure they knew it. You have heard how the British deal with traitors. We have found several unexplained corpses recently, shot through the head. There's also your friend Celeste to consider.
I've told you. Celeste knows nothing of all this. She's still in Rossas.
That's not what Amy told me. Oh, yes. We did get some things out of her. We know that Celeste is a British agent. We also know that she is now in England, but that she will be returning shortly. To what kind of reception will depend on you.
Thank God there's no mirrors in here. My roots must be inches long. Your hair's not natural either, is it? We're caught trying to pass a message to someone visiting a woman I knew in Lasseron. That's how I lost my privileges too.
Sods.
They're nothing to the Gestapo.
Have you been interrogated by them?
If I had, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Once they send for you, don't come back. God folds up your mattress and that's it. Not that I could tell them anything they don't know already. Not like you. What are you doing?
Starting a calendar.
Hang on. One of them's always got their eyes glued to the spy hole. Pigs.
Thanks.
I'm sure that's not Amy.
Sounds all right to me. Allowing for normal interference.
No, it's someone else. A man, I think.
No, that's a light touch.
Well, a man could be doing it lightly, couldn't he? I mean, deliberately pretending to be a woman.
Oh, come on, Lois. I'm all for vigilance, but...
Please, Sarge, listen. At times, the fist is heavier.
Well, that could mean anything.
Including that it's not Amy.
Look, just do as you're told. Forget it.
You'll be going back with Lawrence, then?
Yes, he starts at the War Office on Monday. Hope I'll be working in London, too.
No more visits to Scotland?
No, Mother.
Thank heaven for that.
Thanks for not probing.
Years of practice with your father. You'll be living in the Knightsbridge flat, I take it?
Yes, I'll visit Vicky whenever I possibly can. You will still take her for the whole, so won't you?
Of course. I can't tell you how much I enjoy her company. It's like catching up on all those years I missed with you and Jack. No, you mustn't worry about Vicky. I think you should concentrate on your marriage. I'm not blind. I've noticed how things are with you and Lawrence.
Over the last couple of months, I've discovered a whole side of myself that I didn't know existed.
A lot of marriages are going through tricky patches.
I know.
It's inevitable in wartime. But he's a good man, Liz. Oh, why does that always sound like a condemnation? What I mean is he's...
Decent, solid, reliable.
Isn't that why you married him? Well, it's never a great passion, was it? There's someone else?
Nothing happened.
Stick by Lawrence. He needs you.
Oh, shut up.
What's wrong with her?
Same as with all of us. Except we don't all show the bastards how we feel. It's usually at night they do it. It's the quietness it gets to them.
Oh, yeah.
You want to wait till Sunday. That's the day for suicides, too.
Over many?
A couple last week.
Now, that's one thing I could never do. She may be doing it in her sleep. My mother cries out like that sometimes.
Why?
Bad dreams.
What about?
Hmm?
What's she dreaming about? Your mother?
Being buried under a heap of coal in the back of a truck.
No. How come?
We were here when they first invaded. Had quite a time of it getting back to England. She's never been the same since.
Why could you leave her like that?
I don't know. Seemed easy enough at the time. She was driving around the bend. I felt guilty leaving her and lumbering Grandad, but I couldn't wait to get away. But now, ever since I come back, I just keep picturing her as she was. Always smiling.
No! No! Laissez-la tranquille! Ne touchez pas!
Oh, no, not again. And I'm ever gonna get a night's rest. It's all right, Amy! We'll put a sock in it.
Matty! Matty!
It's only another of your dreams. Matt is fine.
She's in France.
Tommy rot.
A friend has bought that perfume.
I told you that don't mean nothing.
The Germans. They will kill her.
Don't be so bleating morbid. Oh, my God, not that too. Come on, girl, down the shop.
No, I stay here.
If you want to be blown to pieces...
What matter if I die?
Too bloody right. At least I'll get a bit of peace.
Matty.
Sorry, I've been so...
It doesn't matter.
I am proud of you, Liz. I always knew you were an exceptional girl. I didn't realize quite how exceptional.
Don't say anymore.
It's on then, Wednesday.
Yes. Amy's received Cad's confirmation.
And what's the BBC message? It's not Aunt Maud again.
No. They're giving her a rest. It's Jean-Paul is playing with his new toy.
You know, I wouldn't mind that job. Dreaming up puerile messages all day. I wonder what the qualification is.
Double first in classics, probably.
Well, who's meeting the plane?
As few people as possible.
Well, count me in if you like.
No. But we'll need your lorry to transfer the ammunition to the monastery.
Fine.
I'll go myself and take Alan for one.
Well, how's he making out?
He's good on the sabotage side, really knows his stuff.
But not so hot as a courier.
His accent's atrocious for a start.
You must miss Celeste.
Yes.
For what it's worth, I think you made the right decision sending her back.
Do you?
With the child and everything. Natty must miss her too. Sorry, Amy.
For God's sake. You shouldn't even know her name.
Well, I didn't till the other day.
You're not still dropping in on her, are you?
You don't miss much. No, I'm not.
Good. It's the safest precaution for you, as well as her.
You're wanted for questioning.
Oh, me?
No, you. Don't worry, your turn will soon come.
It's not the Gestapo.
No. She is the one they're interested in.
I would like you to look at that.
Means nothing to me.
They recur frequently in our transmissions from London. Oh, yes. My operator is doing a very good job. I can't help you, Amy, unless you help yourself. I'm under a lot of pressure to hand you over to the Gestapo. Tell me who these people are. Some we already know of. Others are new to us. The name Serrano occurs frequently.
The only one I know is the one in the play with the big nose.
Amy, it may well be that some of these people are not members of any resistance group. Just ordinary French men and women who have helped in some minor way. I'm not interested in them. But if you don't help me to differentiate, I shall be forced to arrest them all. And be sure, we will find them all before long. Believe me, I have no desire to break up families, to take fathers and mothers away from their children, or sons and daughters from elderly parents. I'm a family man myself. I have 2 sons at home. Look. That is Pieter, the younger one, Carl. I miss them very much. Just as you must be missing your mother. And be concerned about her. Especially in her mental state. I'm sure she would not wish you to jeopardize your life or the lives of others with these foolish heroics. Now, let's work down the list, shall we? Who is Serrano?
Well, come off it, Serrano.
No, honestly, it's true.
What's so funny?
Oh, hello there. My latest coup in the propaganda war.
He's been spreading it round the docks that all the prostitutes in Prague have got VD.
A particularly lethal variety that you can have without even knowing it.
He's got the Germans worried sick.
With any luck, they'll be confined to barracks for the next few weeks.
No women. That should do wonders for their morale. I know what it's doing for mine.
Did I tell you the other rumour I've started?
We're not here to discuss propaganda. And I suggest you keep your mouth shut for the moment, Serrano. Don't draw attention to yourself. Right. Arrangements for tonight. What about the lorry?
Renee's picking it up from my safe house.
Have you liaised with Claude?
Yes, I'll wait at his place for the BBC message. We'll make our way to the airstrip together.
Right, I'll meet you there. Any queries?
Faith, in the end, I did tell Lawrence.
I'm sure we can rely on his discretion.
Oh, yes. And the last thing he wants is for anyone to know where I've been. He doesn't really approve.
Because of Vicky?
Partly, but there's more to it than that. He seems to resent my having been so actively involved.
It's a rare man who can take a woman treading on his preserve.
The voice of experience.
I suppose so. My marriage might have lasted longer if I hadn't landed a better job than my husband. And it's been the same way ever since.
Men resenting your achievements.
And having to be that much better than my male counterparts. Cad's one of the few men I know willing to give women an equal chance. If anything, he discriminates in their favour.
Like he did with Mattie.
Yes.
She and I came here once. The first day we met.
I know it's not her.
We'll wait for her next sked. See if there's anything on
No,
it.
Sarge. I'm sorry, but if it is someone else, we can't afford to wait.
How did it go?
At least I got a cup of tea out of him. And a fag. Yeah.
Thanks. So, did you tell him anything?
Only useless stuff. He knew it was useless too.
He's sharp, Krieger.
You know what really got my goat? He tried to get at me through my mum.
Bastard.
He even knew about the way she is.
There's nothing he don't know.
Yeah, but how could he know about that? No one knows about her except family and a few close friends.
Must have spies in England snooping around same as they have here.
And you?
What?
I told you the other night.
Oh, come off it. Well, surely you don't think I'd go...
Christ! You're a plant, aren't you?
No!
I wondered at the beginning.
It's not true.
You weren't being interrogated that day. You were reporting back.
No!
A bit more pressure here and you're dead. You were putting it to spy on me, weren't you? Weren't you?
Ed! Oh, you cat! It's not the way you think.
You're either working with them or you're not.
It's not as easy as that, and you know it. They've got Andre, my son. They said if I didn't do it, they'd send him off to Germany. He's 16. Please don't tell them, you know. I haven't passed on anything important. Well, you haven't told me anything important. Amy!
I suppose you realise the significance of what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
If you're right, God knows what the ramifications could be. There's been nothing in the messages to indicate anything's wrong, no more than the usual minor errors, which could be accounted for in umpteen different ways.
It's not Amy. I'm positive it isn't.
How could you be so sure?
I've been her godmother since she first went out. I know her technique. It doesn't sound like her.
Well, a lot could account for that. A certain amount of distortion is inevitable.
I know that, sir.
You don't know what condition she's transmitting under. She could be crouched in someone's barn or attic.
I've considered all that. It's not just the touch, sir. I feel it in my bones. There's something wrong.
Ah, so what it all boils down to is intuition.
Yes, I suppose so, but what's wrong with that? Sir.
Nothing, Lois. As a matter of fact, I'm a great believer in female intuition.
"40 minutes. Will the trick question be included early on?
Yes. Allow for decoding. We should know the worst in under 2 hours.
Well, might as well make ourselves useful. Dirty notes detail.
BBC are standing by in case we need to cancel the drop.
What is the trick question?
Have you contacted Micheline as ordered? With any luck, the answer should be, who the hell's Micheline?
Well?
Can you send further details? No mention of bloody Micheline, one way or the other.
Oh, no.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time an agent's asked for more, Jen.
It's pretty inconclusive. What'll you do?
Send out another false question tomorrow. Why do we have to rely on these damn fool messages?
I was thinking of tonight's drop. Will you cancel it to be on the safe side?
No, it must go ahead.
But what if...
It's a risk we have to take. If the Germans have control of Matty's radio, they'll be rounding them up anyway. If we're in the clear, well, that ammunition's vital.
I'll get on to the BBC.
Chantal must not keep her appointment with the donkey man. Jean-Paul is playing with his new toy. Agatha is baking
A beautiful moon. They have chosen the perfect night. Oh, didn't I tell you? The British are sending in ammunition supplies. It was confirmed earlier. One of those ludicrous messages on the BBC. The plane's due any minute.
Your men will arrest them, I suppose?
Oh, no. For the moment, I shall allow them to delude themselves. May I have a drink? After all, we know what their targets are to be. We can prevent any serious damage. Meanwhile, we'll go on feeding them false information.
You're really enjoying this, aren't you?
I'd be happier if Amy would cooperate. You'll be interested to hear that another of your comrades has been arrested.
Who?
Michelin.
Who the sod's Michelin?
Well, it's Matty's terminology, all right.
Yeah, sod is not a word that will come trippingly to the average German.
If she's been arrested, they'll have had a crash course in English swear words by now.
We can't go on playing around like this. We'll have to send someone out there.
Why?
We need to know if Matty's been taken. The whole circuit could be burned. We don't know who we've been transmitting to. We don't know who we've been sending ammunition to. We don't know anything. There's one obvious person.
Not Liz.
Well, she's been out there recently. She knows the setup.
And Krieger knows her, too. She wouldn't stand a chance. Why not send someone from Area 2? They're nearest.
Because if Area 3 has been penetrated, they'll be walking into a trap. And if it hasn't been penetrated, they don't need to know who Gregoire is. We, on the other hand, have a very real need to know. Combined Operations needs to know that I know what the hell's
Damn
going on.
Combined Ops! You're talking about sending Liz to almost certain death.
No, I'm talking about preventing a situation which could jeopardize the whole operation.
And you're prepared to sacrifice Liz for that?
If this raid is successful, it could be another turning point for the Allies. Thousands of lives could be saved in the long run. Our agents risk their lives every day. They know that when they join.
But Liz is different.
Only in your eyes, Faith. Isn't it Matty you should be worrying about?
Amy, I warn you. I will not be able to protect you much longer.
I didn't realize you were protecting me now.
Just tell me where Gregoire is. I'm making it easy for you.
Who's Gregoire when he's at home?
Major General Stocher wartet in Ihrem Büro.
Er ist hier? Beschaff's mit hier.
Komm.
When would I have to go?
Tomorrow night, if I can wangle it. You'll be dropped here, in Area 2, and met by their leader, Raoul. Make your way on from there by train. You're to make contact with Gregoire, and that's assuming he's not dead or in prison. And when you've found out what's going on, return to Area 2. Their operator will get a message through to us. I can't force you to go. As usual, it's entirely voluntary.
Tell Krieger what he wants to know. If you don't, somebody else will. You're not the only bloody agent in France, you know.
Please don't try to stop me.
But Liz, you can't go back. It was bad enough last time, but now you'll be walking straight into
Look,
that...
I've got to do this. I can't let the others down.
For Christ's sake, it isn't some bloody hockey match. To hell with the others. From what you've told me, they're probably dead already.
Well, that's what I've got to find out.
And get yourself killed in the attempt? Let me talk to this Colonel Cadogan.
It wouldn't make any difference. This is my decision.
Is it? I can just imagine the sort of emotional blackmail they use.
Please, Lawrence.
Who are they, anyway? A load of amateurs who seem to be making a complete mess of the whole...
you don't know anything about them.
Enough
or
to
about
know that
any of
I'm
the
not
people...
letting you risk your life again.
Well, you can't stop me.
You promised once to love, honor, and obey me.
I'm sorry.
Well, Christ, if you don't care about me,
Well, of
surely
course
you
I
care
care
about
about-
Vicky. Please, Liz. Don't go. I can't manage. I can't.
Amy, I think I can get a message out for you. I know one of the cleaners. Who do you want it to go to?
Someone called Claudine de Valois. She'll pass it on.
She just said to give it to you, that it was urgent. Is anything wrong, madame?
Sophie, I want you to do something for me.
What's so urgent?
They've got M.A.
Amy? Oh my God! Amy! Amy!
Thank heaven you're safe.
What in God's name are you doing back?
Cad sent me. He thinks the Germans might be working the radios.
He's right. Claudine tipped us off.
Aimé's been captured.